What's going on, everybody? Hey, just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I've been getting a lot more subscribers and people jumping on, and really grateful for that. And to start off 2013, I got a lot of response for my last video, A Circle of Friends. And I guess a lot of people are starting to weed out their acquaintances in their lives. And it's kind of funny because we tend to do that, and a lot of people were giving me feedback on how it was like perfect timing when they felt as though there were certain people in their lives, friends and people that they haven't talked to in so long, and they decided that, you know, they were going to not necessarily sever, but just not put as much energy and time into it because they felt as though it wasn't reciprocated. So much love to everybody that, you know, is taking taking the initiative and taking a positive approach to owning your life and wanting to surround yourself with the people that, you know, deserve to be in your life. I wanted to touch base. I know I mentioned in my last video that I was going to go into a little more depth, but and read the email. So after I read the email from the subscriber, basically, you know, he was asking how do you weed out acquaintances? And like I said in the last video, you just got to be open and honest with yourself and really figure out what exactly are the type of people you want to surround yourself with. And if you feel as though you're losing touch or there's just not a lot of connection left with certain people, then by all means, you know, do what you need to do. There are times where, you know, you've made great relationships in the past, and like even for myself, there's friends where we go months on end without talking to each other, and when we do touch base and we go out to dinner, or we have, you know, grab a bite to eat or coffee or something like that, it's just like we never miss the beat, we never miss the step. So there are those friends, you know, obviously you don't want to cut them out because there's a reason why you guys still have that connection, you still have that love for one another. But if you know for a fact that, you know, it's just not doing anything positive with your life, or it's not adding to your life, this person or that person, you know, you don't really need to spend too much time worrying or checking up on, then, you know, do what you need to do. If they're an acquaintance, by all means. But I wanted to go on with this video and wondered why. You know, something I learned when I was in New York was talking to, you know, certain people and stuff like that, is just how the mentality of here on the West Coast, when we think about New Yorkers, and I've spoken to a few of my friends, and they mentioned to me that New Yorkers can come off rude, or they can come off really just rash or brash, and just, you know, just really hard to deal with. And one thing I realized when I was in New York was I wouldn't really say that they're rude. One thing I picked up on, they're really raw, and they're really straightforward, and they don't beat around the bush. They tell you how it is. They you know, if they like you, they like you, and if they don't, they don't. And there's no time for you to be butthurt about it. Kind of got to brush your shoulders off and keep it pushing, you know. And I really wanted to touch base with that. There's times in our lives I realized, when was it wrong for us to be open and honest with one another? I understand there is a tactfulness to you rejecting someone, or you know, not being interested in someone. For instance, if someone came up to you and said that they liked you or whatnot, there's a tactful way of, you know, rejecting them by saying, hey, you know, I take that as a huge compliment, but, you know, it's just, I don't see us that way. But when did it ever get to the point where we really got to sugarcoat everything, or we really can't be upfront and honest, and we're so afraid to hurt someone else's feelings? If you're not feeling a person, you're not feeling a person. If you're on the other end of it and you get rejected, so what? At least you put yourself out there. You know, they weren't feeling you. By all means, it is what it is. It just wasn't supposed to work out. But don't get all butthurt about it and go, you know, let that just deter you and knock you off your feet just because one person or two people you felt rejected from. Keep pushing, brush it off, you know. But I started wondering why we are so not upfront and honest with each other. And I think it comes to the point now that a lot of people are afraid to offend another. I understand that you're trying to be respectful, but at the same token, like, who are you really helping out if you don't tell them the honest truth and how you feel, you know, your thoughts and opinions, and just being open and honest with them? And I just want to say, everybody, I think this world would be so much better And if we understood and we were open-minded enough to listen to one another, even if it's good or bad. But obviously, if it's bad, give me reasons, give me thoughts, give me where you're going with it. If you're feeling rejected or whatnot, okay, think about what you could have done differently, or keep it pushing and find someone else. I just find it so weird and so strange that we've gotten to the day and age where we're afraid to not necessarily offend another person, but just tell them the honest truth, And that's one thing I really want to push forward in 2013, is that we're very open and honest with each other. And that's why I always ask for feedback. I always ask for you to state your opinions. But when you do state an opinion, don't just go ahead and bash on me. Really put some thought behind it, some thought-provoking stuff, and allow other people to respond back to you. Because if you're just out here to hate on someone's video, and all first thing that comes to mind is, oh man, this person's blah 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 blah, I hate what they're thinking, I hate da 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 da. Well, okay, that doesn't say much about you if you didn't let it swish in your brain and really formulate a thought to let us know what you're thinking. So, it's okay. Be open, honest, genuine. Use some tact. If you don't know what that is, it's just, having common courtesy when you do reject someone or you have a difference of opinions and stuff like that. But come on, people. Let's stop beating around the bush and start being open and honest with one another. And let's just see where this takes us. All right? So let me know what you think. When was the last time you were very open and honest with someone and just frank? I want to hear stories, people. Hit me up. Let me know. Email melodicmike@gmail.com. Facebook, please continue liking my page. I will be, doing more with that page. So facebook.com/MELODICMIC. Yeah. So make sure you touch base with me. Continue the emails. Please continue reposting the videos that you love on your Facebook page, or allowing other people, introducing them to my page. I really, really appreciate that you guys are paying it forward, because that's all I want to do. Continue helping others. All right. So until next time, stay tuned for more. Stay blessed. Cheers.